Well, hello, 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 everyone out there in Zoom world this morning. What a day. What a day. We've got good weather. We've got an educational treat this morning for everyone. We have a two for Thursday. We have dual presenters today to give us the updates on camp and public programs, both here in City Island and what's to come at Mote SEA. Very exciting here. Folks just joining us this morning. Glad everyone's tuning in. We have Dana Henderson and Amanda Shuman here with us this morning to talk all about those programs. Dana, my buddy Dana, she's been with Mote since 2011 and is currently public programs manager in the education division. Her role facilitates unique experiences for guests by translating Mote's breakthrough research into fun and engaging program for people of all ages and backgrounds. Programs managed include our robust homeschool programs, family programs, birthday parties, sleepovers, behind the scenes tours, and the care and program used for educational animal ambassadors over there in Mert. Also, for folks, anyone that has participated in our recent interpretation training, let's just say we owe Miss Dana a tremendous uh, debt of gratitude to that because she is our foremost interpretation expert here. She is a certified interpretation trainer and really knows her stuff here. So, any of those things that you've learned, you've picked up on, you can probably credit Miss Dana for those. Her background also includes being the teaching assistant at the Gulf Coast Research Laboratory in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, followed by an internship research in humpback whales, the Whale Center of New England and Gloucester, Massachusetts. She worked for several years as a marine science educator in the North Carolina Aquarium at Fort Fisher and Curry Beach, North Carolina. After a brief hiatus from marine life as educational supervisor in the Outer Banks Wildlife Shelter, working with birds of prey and rehabilitating wildlife, she returned to marine science education at Mote in February of 2011. That's a long time, Dana. As a marine science educator too, followed by the role of school programs coordinator, leading her to public programs manager, which is the title she holds today. In addition to marine science education and conservation, she's passionate about animal rescue and equal human rights. Her goal is to empower all people, regardless of the demographics and background, to be good stewards of our marine environment through positive and meaningful experiences, and to mentor fellow educators in the art of interpretation so that they may effectively influence the next generation of change makers. Well said. We're very glad to have Dana with us this morning for sure. And Amanda Shuman is originally from Syracuse, New York. Amanda spent her childhood landlocked with a passion for wildlife biology. However, a deep-rooted fear of spiders drove her to explore a more marine-based education. She completed her undergrad of marine science at the University of Maine, followed by a master's in marine biology at the UNC Wilmington. She worked throughout the East Coast of the U.S. as a camp coordinator at the Georgia Sea Turtle Center, sailing instructor in the Florida Keys, and a nature guide in North Carolina. Most recently, Amanda joins Mote after spending 2.5 years at sea as a program manager, not Sea Science Education Aquarium Mote Sea, at the sea, the ocean. 2.5 years at sea as a program manager, chief mate, marine scientist, and dive instructor for an experiential education program. How cool is that? She's very excited for this upcoming summer here at Mote, and we couldn't be more excited to have her on board. She's definitely an immediately contributing member of the education team. Folks, like always, we're recording. We'll do questions and answers at the end this morning. Amanda is going to go first, focus on her camp information. At any time, you can go ahead and chat your questions or use the Q&A button down at the bottom of your screen, and we'll cover both Amanda's and Dana's any questions you have for each one of them once Dana is finished up at the end. So I believe that's all I got for now. I'm more than happy to get out of the way and let our wonderful education staff give us these updates. So Amanda, whenever you're ready, thanks and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for having me today. I'm so glad to be on here with you and to talk about what this summer is going to look like to hopefully entice you to come join us. So this year we are running Adventure Camp here at City Island. So that may be a different name than you've seen in the past. We have renamed our camp this year to be Adventure Camp to really focus on the local ecosystems and exploring all the different animals that the campers can encounter out here on City Island itself. This is to try to mitigate any confusion for next year when we will have camps at both locations, hopefully, at Mote SEA and City Island. We will call the camp at Mote SEA a different name, while the one here at City Island will be named, of course, Adventure Camp, just again to try to mitigate any confusion or parents showing up at the wrong location every morning. So Adventure Camp 2025 here at City Island, we're very excited for it. I'm just gonna, there we go. I just wanted to give you some general details to start with. Again, it is dubbed Adventure Camp, where the campers are going to be getting in the water, seeing our local organisms, and really getting a better understanding for our environment and trying to spark that passion and curiosity in each one of them. Our dates are going to run from the beginning of June to the beginning of August. So just like in past years, we're going to run week-long camps Monday through Friday with 2 sessions a day, a morning session from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., and an afternoon session from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. These 2 sessions are totally different curriculums, so we do have campers that stay all day with us, which is very exciting. That June 2nd is a Monday, so that is the start of our week-long programs. And then August 1st is a Friday, so that is the final day of camp. So it's very exciting. And we are going to be running camps for ages 6 to 13, but that is a wide range of educational background. So they're actually divided into 3 separate age groups. Our title tykes are 6 and 7-year-olds. We have our aqua kids who are 8 to 10, and then our sea sleuths which are 11 to 13. So each week, Monday through Friday, we have 3 different age groups every day. However, the afternoon sessions are only our aqua kids and our sea sleuths, so our ages 8 to 13. No title tykes in the afternoon. Those morning sessions look a little bit different than the afternoon sessions because of Florida weather. So the morning when it's cooler, we like to have them outside a lot more in the water. But in that afternoon session, the 1 to 5 p.m., we are always threatened by thunderstorms. So we will most likely have them indoors a lot more in the afternoon to try to get them out of the heat and also not get rained on. So afternoon sessions are a lot more indoors doing experiments and running activities, while the morning sessions are a lot more outdoors in the water, kayaks, playing outdoor activities. I just wanted to run through the themes to try to spark any interest in you guys of maybe when you'd like to join us. So this year we're going to run 2 weeks worth of curriculum, week A and week B, and they will go opposite each other throughout the summer. So that June 2nd, that Monday, will be the start of week A curriculum. The following week will be week B, week A, week B. There's 4 weeks of camp in June and 4 weeks of camp in July. I have this schedule in a couple slides if you bear with me. Here, that top row is our week A curriculums, and then the bottom row is week B for the morning. So this is the 8 to 12 curriculums. For our title takes, we're going to do Rainbow of Adaptations for week A, so starting June 2nd. Basically, every day is a different color, and it's trying to focus on why that color is important in our oceans. So we have Rad Red Wednesday of focusing on why red is super cool in the ocean and who is red, why are they red, how are red wavelengths incorporated into the big blue. And on Friday, they're focusing on glow, great glow. So they'll look at bioluminescence and phosphorescence to figure out why things glow in the ocean. So it's not just the big blue, it's a rainbow of adaptations. Week B for title takes is weaving through the webs. So all week they'll be building up trophic levels. So on Monday, they're going to start with our primary producers, and they're going to get a better understanding of why are they green most of the time? What do they do for us? And then by the end of the week, they're going to move into apex predators and human impacts. Aqua Kids during week A, we'll be focusing on circulating around some life cycles. So they are going to build up from Monday with the eggs and the larvae to Friday looking at vertebrate adults of why they're so big most of the time or what a vertebrate is. For week B for Aqua Kids, we're going to focus on calling all campers, which is all about communication. So they're going to learn about echolocation, mating rituals, building defense territories, and all things in between. Bird calls. We might have a lot of campers screeching like a seagull soon. And then for our Sea Sleuths, week A and our AM themes, they're going to do marine engineering exploration. So they're going to focus every day on different marine engineering topics. So Monday is boats. Why does a boat float? Which I always think is a great question as a sailor. So they're actually going to build their own and do boat races. They're going to build bridges and do mangrove cleanups from the baywalk, like trying to build their own grabbers and just really focusing on marine engineering as a discipline because the very, very cool discipline for those sea sleuths to investigate. And then week B, they're going to focus on the deep sea. What's down there? Why are they down there? How long have they been down there? So each day they're going to focus on a different aspect of the deep sea. A lot of pressure. For the afternoon, again, these are going to be more indoor-based activities just to try to mitigate the weather blowing through all of our plans. So the Aqua Kids are going to go micro versus macro all week, where they're going to have a microorganism every day and a macroorganism every day and compare and contrast. So, for example, like phytoplankton versus kelp. So it's really exciting to move through of who produces more oxygen. Where do you find them? The Aqua Kids, week B in the afternoons, are going to go through camouflage with who goes there. So they're going to go through a different organism every day that uses camouflage as either a defensive or an offensive strategy. Sea sleuths in the afternoon, week A, are going to go working for a change. So they are going to focus on a different marine science discipline every day and how that impacts our environment. So they'll work with aquaculture one day, aquarist, marine biology, and just really focusing on each field under a marine science umbrella, which is very exciting. And then their week B theme, I'm extra excited about because I'm a huge nerd. They focus on ocean explorers. So every day is highlighting a very, very important ocean explorer in history. Monday starts off with my favorite. I have a very, very strong passion for Nansen. He is a really rad oceanographer who froze his ship in the Arctic to see if there was a landmass underneath. There's not. He also won the Nobel Peace Prize in physics and English, but he was Scandinavian. So he's just a really rad guy. And on Monday, week B, Sea Sleuths are going to learn all about him. And of course, on Friday that week, they're going to finish up with our favorite Jeannie Clark. So that week is very exciting. They'll just highlight different ocean explorers and ocean scientists that have made a huge impact on the field. So those are our themes. Again, the AM themes have our title tykes, while the PM are Aqua Kids and Sea Sleuths only. Here is the very big schedule, but you'll notice that the themes go back and forth with week A are the darker colors and week B are the lighter colors. You'll notice on the left-hand side, that is the Monday day of every week, so June 2nd. While that does say week 2, it's because we might run day camps week 1 in May. Don't worry about those. So again, week 2, the start of June 2nd, week A, and you'll see 4 weeks of that curriculum in June. We take a week off with day camps the week of 4th of July, and then we have 4 weeks in July of our curriculum as well. So those are just the AM themes. And then here are the PM theme schedule as well. So you'll notice again, week A is darker colors, while week B is the lighter colors there. And of course, this is all recorded, so you can go back. If any week looks very enticing for you for a particular theme, definitely feel free to sign up and join us. And if you already know your dates for the summer in advance, these schedules are already put together. I just wanted to give you guys also a broad overview of what you can expect if you were to join us at camp this summer. There's classroom experiments every week, dip netting and snorkeling-ish. Our campers don't go much deeper than their knees, so a lot of times they're walking around in the water with their face in, as opposed to having flippers on and actually snorkeling. So it's a snorkeling adaptation, if you will. They're not actually swimming. They're just kind of moping around with their face in the water with some goggles on. So that's our snorkeling activity. Dip netting, of course, is where they're going to try to capture local organisms to see them and then set them free. We're going to have the Mammal Center open, so they'll go to the Mammal Center for exploration as well as gathering data to better understand our organisms there. The sea sleuths do go kayaking each week. They are our only age group that's allowed in the kayaks because I don't think you want a 6-year-old on a kayak. That just sounds like bad news bears. So our sea sleuths will be on kayaks 1 day a week. And then our aqua kids actually go on a boat day with Sarasota Bay Explorers. This is every Wednesday. So that's what you can expect every week. Some outside time and some inside time for the AM camps, and then more inside times with some outside times for the PM camps. But I'm sure you want to know, what the heck would I do when I show up? We really would love for you to help out with daily setup and breakdown if you sign up for a day. So if you signed up for a morning session, we'd ask you to just come at 7:45 and then till 12:15. For the PM, 12:45 to 5:15. So just helping kind of get ready for the campers to show up. And then, of course, the major role is assisting with camper supervision, especially for those water activities, but really all the time because it's 20 kids, about 20 kids in each age group there, and more eyes, the better. It's really, really essential to us running a well-oiled machine camp and really try to make it as fun as we can for every single camper. So yeah, it's just we would love to have as many of you as you want to come join because you're essential to our running of camp and having it go be the most fun possible for our campers. Some options for you, or are coming for an AM session or a PM session, up to you, dealer's choice. And also, if you sign up for a morning session because you really want to see the organisms that when they go dip netting or something, but you don't want to be out in the sun the whole time, we can definitely work with you of finding shade or finding more of an inside role. So optional sun exposure, please do not feel pressured to push outside your comfort zone of sun exposure, as well as flexible physical exertion. So if you're like, Amanda, I walk slow. Me too. I'm a slow walker. So if you're ever walking with me, no, I walk slow. And if that is you as well, just let me know when you sign up and we can definitely make that work. Or if you're like, I can't walk very far, that's totally fine too. We will make that work of maybe setting up the next classroom activity while the campers go explore the Mammal Center. Or we'll put you with tidal tykes who also walk slow because they have little legs. But we'll make it work, and we're as flexible as we can be because we want everyone to come and enjoy summer no matter their age. What you can expect is lots of smiling faces, both from staff, but mostly from the campers as well. You know, they are just so excited to be there and so excited for any information you can give them. They're just sponges. So you can have cool interactions with animals in our local ecosystems when you go dip netting or kayaking with the campers. And you have an opportunity to inspire the new age of marine scientists and science nerds. But you also have the chance to be inspired. You know, kids are so curious and they just think about the world in such different ways. And they really can open your eyes in such beautiful ways to the environment and to just interacting with each other. So you have opportunities to inspire, but also be inspired this summer. I can also promise a lot of puns if you come to camp. Pretty much every email I send, I'd really like to put in a pun. So lots of puns you can expect this summer and a cool t-shirt. We are working with a local artist. She is designing our t-shirt this year. I'm really jazzed about it. It's going to emphasize the cowfish because I think they are so cool looking. So you get a cool t-shirt too, which is always a bonus, I think. But yeah, the dates for signing up, I will send out schedules a week and a half before the start of each camp. So that is our finalized schedule. So please sign up before then. The dates are, or the sign up spots are already on signup.com for you if you want to join us. But if you have any of those conditional notes, like I said, of sun exposure or physical exertion, just send me an email but while you sign up and I'll make a note of it. The Sarasota Bay Explorers slots every Wednesday with the Aqua Kids are first come, first serve. But if somebody does sign up for all 8 weeks of camp, we will maybe try to incorporate some some other people who might be interested too. But yes, most of the time, first come, first serve for those Sarasota Bay Explorer spots. So yeah, thank you again for all of your support, especially all of you guys who brought me paper towel rolls the past couple weeks. We are going to put them to great use next week at spring break camp. And thank you for everyone who reached out about paddle boards as well. I really, really appreciate all of your support, and I hope to have you join us this summer. If you're too excited for camp and don't want to wait till summer, spring break camp is next week, and we could use all the volunteers that are available. So yeah, my email's on there if you want to shoot me an email with any questions you have. Thank you.
And you're pretty solid on the maximum age is 13. Like you can't extend that to like middle age. I couldn't because that sounds like a lot of educational type fun and a great list of topics for the curriculum there too. This is fantastic. That's gonna be a lot of fun, folks, for the kids in the area for sure. Folks, if you for our education volunteers joining us today, it's great you guys are already in with the education team. For any of our other volunteers, if you're interested in helping the education team out, that is terrific. You can always email them in total as educate@mote.org. So if you have not helped out the education team before, please reach out to educate@mote.org because there is additional background screening that you need to do to become an education volunteer. But they can certainly use your help for sure. It is a great group of staff and volunteers over there. And if you have that educational itch and you really like working with kids, I'm sure they would absolutely love to have you. So, Amanda, thank you very much for your time this morning. Stick around for some questions once Dana is finished up here. Cool. All right, and with that, let us hand it over to Dana to where we get to hear about the public programs going on in Mote, Sarasota, we'll say, City Island and Mote Sea. I'm very excited for this.
Excellent. All right. Are we cooking with gas? Can you see everything, Jeff?
You are all clear for takeoff.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. And thanks to Jeff and the volunteer team for having Amanda and myself. Like you said, my name is Dana. I am very proud to know many, many of you. And if I haven't met you yet, I'm sure I will soon. But yeah, like you said, I'm the public programs manager, and I just celebrated my Golden Mote anniversary on Valentine's Day. So 14 years on the 14th. So Mote is my true love. Um, and then my other kind of hat, other than public programs, is I'm an NAI, National Association of Interpretations Certified Interpretive Guide Trainer. Now, I got my CIG, Certified Interpretive Guide certification back in 2012, I believe. And in 2022, I became a trainer. So talk a little bit more about that later. So again, thank you all so much for coming. And what we're going to do today is talk a little bit about public programs, what they are, and kind of how they're going to transition to Mote SEA. So this is our agenda for the day. So we're going to talk about, well, what in the world are Mote public programs? I'm sure many of you are familiar, but there might be some that you don't know about. What are our current public programs? How are they going to transition to Mote SEA? What new public programs are we going to get in Mote SEA? or what we hope to get at least. What's the timeline for the rollout? What are our current interpretive training programs that we offer that some of them you are going through right now? And then finally, what new trainings are we going to be able to offer at Mote SEA? So, all right, so let's get into it. So what are we? What's our big kind of, so what's our big picture for Mote Public Program? So basically we are a branch of our Education and Outreach Division, which you are also in as volunteers, right? So we have 5 branches of education. We've got our school programs, we've got our digital programs, we've got our community engagement programs, which are our outreach out in the community. We've got our, let's see, wait, I lost my train of thought. Okay, volunteers and interns, community engagement program, digital programs, school programs, and then finally public programs. I was like, how many? So we are a branch of that. Public program consists of 22 fee-based interpretive programs for children's families and lifelong learners. So basically, if it's not camp or school or outreach or digital, it's a public program. Our big goal is to connect guests to our remote research, to our conservation efforts, really through positive and personalized experiences. Does that sound familiar? Right? That's pretty much what you guys do as volunteers. But public programs is all about fun, right? We want our guests to come in, have a really, really fun experience. And then that experience is going to kind of permeate through their everyday lives. So hopefully that will lead them to a better understanding of Mote's marine science and empowerment to actually contribute to conservation. And of course, just like all of our outreach and all of our volunteer and program efforts, we strive to uphold Mote's high standards for the guest experience. So we really want them to come in and feel welcome and feel a part of something big. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start off with telling you a little bit about some of our current public programs that we've got going on right now, and then of course how that's going to transition to Mote SEA. All right, our first ones are kind of my pride and joy, if you will. So was the first program I was put in charge of when I joined the team back in 2011, and it has just really blossomed into a very robust, wide-reaching program. So we currently are offering 2 different homeschool programs. Our homeschool days are offered once a month, different theme, and then we offer 4 different classes with different age ranges. One of those is the afternoon class. This particular class, our chaperones stay with their kiddos, so the parents actually come and they learn about all sorts of different things. This picture is Miss Shannon, who has recently taken over homeschool days, and she's doing an awesome job. Florida actually has one of the largest homeschool communities in the country. I think we're second only to California. So it's really awesome to be a part of this community. Now, the other program that we offer is called our Homeschool Advanced program. And these are for those kids that are really, really interested in marine science. So this is actually a once a month drop-off program where they come, they do all sorts of things. They do research programs, they do an ocean conservation service project. And this is a really cool opportunity to really get to know the kids. So that's a great thing about homeschool is we're seeing the same kids come back, and so we can develop those relationships. I have high hopes for the transition to Mote SEA. Homeschool programs, I think, are just going to grow. We're going to be able to use both campuses. So all of our water programs and sort of some of our intense research programs can actually be here at City Island. And then, more of the aquarium-based programs can be at Mote SEA. So I envision it growing, and we're adding more homeschool programs the longer that we're at Mote SEA. So very exciting there. Okay, this is probably the one I'm most excited about, just between you and I. Animal encounters at Moat. So we currently offer actually two different animal encounters. Okay, you'll see there are three listed on the screen. So before I get into those, just animal encounters, you may have been to those at another aquarium. It's a really, really beautiful way to personalize the guest experience because they're very small groups, and really connect with guests. And if animal encounters are done properly, then you can really connect the guests with conservation efforts of this animal out in their natural habitat, out in the wild. You can really connect them with what research is Moat doing. So it's a lot more than just a fun interaction with an animal. Again, if it's interpreted properly. So right now we are doing turtle time and aquarium morning rounds. So turtle time is basically just what it sounds like, all turtles all day. So guests get to, and these are open up to 6 participants. So again, it's a small number. It's before opening currently. And for turtle time, they basically meet all of our turtles at Moat, learn their stories, learn what research we're doing on turtles, and then the in-depth encounter part is they meet our education ambassador terrapins. So for anyone that doesn't know, we do have a few animal ambassadors in our education department. This picture here is Smiley. Smiley is the son, if you will, of Cecil and Pearl. So Cecil, of course, is in our main aquarium right now. We actually got Cecil and Pearl from the Georgia Sea Turtle Center back in 2013. We were told they weren't mature, at least Pearl wasn't. Oh, you can put them together, it would be fine. And guess what? Surprise, they mated and had Booger and Smiley are their names. And so the guests actually get to touch them, they get to feed them, train them, and learn all about diamondback terrapins and what they're doing in the wild. And then, of course, we go and we meet all of our other turtles at Moat. So that one's a lot of fun. Aquarium morning rounds, they get a behind the scenes tour of the main aquarium, and they get to feed the stingrays, really focusing on, our biomedical research, our shark and ray research and conservation, and kind of getting to see a little more of what the aquarists are doing to get the aquarium ready for the day. Now, before the hurricanes, we did offer Marine Mammal Center morning rounds. On this tour, they got a little bit of behind the scenes. They got to give Hang Tough her EED, her foraging EED, and then they got a private otter training session. Of course, we all know after the hurricanes and everything is just, we're just taking a break on that one. It's possible that once we do move to Mote SEA that we could start offering those rounds again since the Mammal Center will be open, but that is yet to be determined. So as soon as I know, I'll let you all know. So that's what we got currently going on. I have big dreams for Mote SEA and what we can offer. So nothing is confirmed yet. So I just want to make sure I reiterate that. But I will give you guys sort of the insider scoop of what my wish list is. And again, this is just my wish list. What we do at Mote SEA as far as animal encounters really is going to be up to our animal care team. Okay. So I'll do all the logistical and kind of the educational component. And then the animal care team, what they're doing is they're really looking for animals that have the right type of temperament to interact with the public, right? So we want to make sure it's an animal that's comfortable, that is thriving, and that, gets a little enrichment and has a little fun meeting guests. So our animal encounters will be a slow rollout at Mote SEA. So my goal is to roll out a new animal encounter every quarter over the next year or so. So basically every couple of months we'll introduce a new animal encounter. And again, that's all going to be determined by what animals have the right temperament. So I have a picture of the nurse shark on here because I really want us to bring shark encounters back. So a couple years ago, before the pandemic, we offered a shark encounter program where guests actually got to go and help Michelle Taylor feed the sharks. So I really want to bring that back. I really want to do something with the nurse sharks. And then my other two big wish lists, and again, shh, don't tell anyone because this is just insider my wish list. I really am hoping we can do something with the penguins, and I'm hoping we can do something with the giant Pacific octopus. So everybody put those like, manifest that for me, put that out there. So as soon as we know, I will let you know. So a lot of fun. All right. So we currently offer a once a month program called Breakfast with the Sharks. Now, this is one that we do love to have help from volunteers. So this is before the aquarium opens. Families come out, they get a little continental breakfast. I love this picture of this kid. He's wearing a Mote shirt while he's there. And they learn all about sharks. We do a little shark presentation where they get to take pictures with the jaws, learn about the jaws, learn all about our shark research, and then we feed the shark tracker bonnet head exhibit. So they get to see that and we narrate that. This is definitely going to transfer to Mote SEA, and it's going to be really, really cool. So I see this program just growing. All right, birthday parties are really popular here. So currently what they do, they can either rent the Chicky or our Coral Classroom. They basically rent it for a 2-hour period. They get all sorts of marine themed activities. One of our amazing educators is kind of there to facilitate everything. And then of course they get an aquarium admission. So it's a lot of fun. It is also going to be a really fun transition to Mote SEA because we're going to be able to do a lot more birthday parties. We're going to be able to utilize our 3 teaching labs on the weekends for birthday parties. So my vision is that we will be able to offer 3 themes at Mote SEA based on the classroom. So the marine ecology one for the kids that are just all about animals and learn and being in nature. And then our biomedical / immunology classroom, those are for the really sciencey kids that maybe want to do some experiments with their party. And then, of course, our ocean technology, that'll be, that's for our kids that are really techie. And I haven't figured out the exact activity they'll do yet, but I imagine we'll get some kids for that one too. We're also going to offer birthday parties on City Island still. So, I'm still kind of figuring out the name for these, but it's going to be a water exploration. So if they want to come to City Island, they can rent the Chicky and have a 2-hour party that includes dip netting with the educator, an animal encounter with one of our with Pearl, our terrapin, because Pearl's actually going to be staying here on campus. So we are going to have Pearl, our box turtle, Sam, and our cane toad Maleficent will stay here on this campus. And so if anyone wants to do a water exploration, then they'll also get an animal encounter as well. So we'll be able to offer 3 different parties at Mote SEA and then 1 water exploration here at City Island. Lots of fun. Our preschool program. So we always say in education, we like to teach from pre-K to gray, right? So we want to hit as many backgrounds and ages as possible. So our preschool program is our Shark Pups and Grown-Ups program. This picture is Miss Allison, but it is currently led by Miss Chloe. And this is just a really, really fun program where preschoolers and their favorite adults come out and learn all about marine science. That is going to transition nicely over to Mote SEA, so we'll definitely be doing that there. Don't know yet if we'll offer any water programs specific to shark pups yet, but that could be a possibility as well. So we could have one here on City Island and one out at Mote SEA. That kind of is looking like the trend for our education department, pretty much across the board is adventure, exploration, water programs will still be here out at Mote SEA, out at City Island, and then the aquarium base will be out at Mote SEA. and a little bit in between. All right. We also have some after school programs in our public programs department. So this one's called Science After School. It's led by Miss Shannon, aka SAS, which is a fun acronym. So this is a program for middle schoolers. And basically they come after school, they're here a couple hours, they come twice a month, and kind of similar to the Mote Homeschool Advanced program where they're doing projects and working together on teamwork, collaborations, all that sort of good stuff. This is going to also transfer nicely over to Mote SEA. We're really hoping to grow our after school programs and our teen programs. And I imagine it's going to be kind of like the other things too, where it's going to be at both campuses. So we'll do water stuff and getting out in the environment here, and then we'll have our teaching labs in the aquarium to build on there. Another public program that I'm really proud that is starting to take off is basically visiting groups. So we have traveling groups from around the country that'll come and do like multi-day programming. So this picture is from last year, a group called CTY. It's the John Hopkins Center for Talented Youth. And basically Bridget is their coordinator and she does all that back end work and works with me to develop something really fun for when they visit. So she's kind of like the point person. She gets it. She does all the marketing and all that. And then they come out here. So they do all sorts of stuff. So these guys were here for 4 days. We had a nice welcome dinner in the aquarium. They go out with Sarasota Bay Explorers. They do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. They meet with scientists, lots of different presentations, and of course, utilizing the whole aquarium. So again, this one's gonna grow. I think it's gonna be really, really exciting to be able to offer even more opportunities for these groups to come out and really get the full Mote experience between both campuses. All right. Okay. Jeff, let me know if I'm blabbing too long because those of you that know me know I like to talk.
Keep blabbing away, Miss Dana. We're all ears.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, another part of our public programs. Again, so when I was talking about it earlier, I say we do families, children, and lifelong learners. This is to me, a more fun way of saying adults, right? So Jason Robert Shaw actually runs all of our lifelong learning programs. He's amazing. If you've ever met him or seen any of his presentations, he is a wealth of knowledge, and we're really fortunate to have him on our team. But he does a couple different programs now, in addition to managing all of our digital programming. But our Endless Oceans program is like almost like a Marine Science 101 for adults. Our Florida Master Naturalist program is in collaboration with the UF Extension Office. And that you can actually get a certification to be an FMNP. That's hard to say for some reason. And then he also does science talks out in the community where he'll actually go to different organizations and give like an hour lecture on various mote research. So I imagine these are going to grow as well at Mote SEA. We'll probably add some more. Again, Jason, his wheels are always turning. So I know we're going to have some really fun opportunities to have more lifelong learning programs. We'll probably be able to have more science talks at Mote SEA rather than just out in the community. So it's exciting. Oh, I forgot to mention these little pictures that are on here. These are our education badges. So this one that says Endless Ocean. So a couple years ago, CRC developed some badges for us, which are really fun to use. I want to say badges. We don't need no stinking badges, but hopefully some of you get that. I know Jeff did. Okay. All right. And the last one I'll talk about that is currently going on, and I hope I didn't miss any, but are our family field programs. So these are programs that are basically out in the field, out in the water. So kayaking in the bay is probably our most popular one. So Brad Tanner, our manager of school programs, is pretty much in charge of our kayaking. He's a certified kayak guide and go out in the bay. We're always looking for volunteers that want to help with kayaking. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely let me know. We also have dip netting in the bay. So we have one coming up this Saturday, and this is where families come out. So families have to register for both adult and child, and they do it together. So they go out, just like Amanda was saying, with camps and catch critters out in the bay. And for any of you all that joined Amber and myself for our volunteer dip netting, that was a lot of fun. So it's basically the same thing that we just do with our guests and with families. And I think Amber is going to schedule another dip netting coming up soon for you guys. So if you haven't joined in on one yet, please do, because it is amazing, like what we find in the bay. Literally, I've been here for 14 years. Every single time, and this is not an exaggeration, every single time we go out, I find something that's new or that I don't know what it is or something unique. I mean, it's wild. It's so much fun. And our guided nature walk is our seashore safari. Now that has been on pause since the hurricanes because we utilize the bay walk at the end of the island and at Ken Thompson Park. And so it's been closed. It's not all the way repaired yet. We also did one at Anna Maria Island at that campus where we kind of did like a pier walk and a beach walk. As you all know, we lost the pier there. So Seashore Safari is currently on pause, but as soon as they fix the boardwalk at the end of the island, we'll bring that one back because that's a pretty popular one. And then Seize the Summer is kind of like the summer version of our homeschool days. So kids come out with their parents. It's a little more informal than homeschool days. It's a little less school-like, a little more fun-like, even though homeschool days is a lot of fun and public programs is all about fun. But Seize the Summer runs for 8 weeks in the summer, and it's basically just a different water program each week with a different theme. All of these I envision will stay here at City Island and continue to grow. So hopefully we can revamp and get that Seashore Safari going again, but I don't see these programs going anywhere at all. Okay, so that's kind of what we got currently going on. Now let's talk about what's new to Mote SEA. Now, all of these at this point are proposed, right? So as we know, things can change. But just like with my wish list for the animal encounters, I can't remember. Did I tell you guys my wish list? I think I got off on a tangent. Jeff, did I say my wish list for the animal encounters?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So, well, this is good because on this slide, coming new to Mote SEA, I think I got off on a tangent on the shark encounters.
Yeah, you
Okay.
might have touched on it, but I don't.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear the detail.
Oh, let's hear it. So again, this is insider information, everyone. So please don't share this externally. But in addition to bringing back our shark encounters, what I really hope to offer are penguin and giant Pacific octopus encounters. So fingers crossed. Oh, I think I did tell us to manifest that. So we're going to try to manifest that. Um, and if anything else, shows us that they would be a good animal ambassador during an encounter, then yes, we will do that as well. Okay. Sorry, you guys know my brain runs a mile a minute, so. Okay, so new to Mote SEA. All right, you guys, a little sneak peek. This picture of me cracks me up, okay? So, although we do a little bit of behind the scenes tours now during our turtle time and morning rounds, they're not really what we would consider a traditional behind the scenes tour. Okay, so we really want to start offering our guests an opportunity to get a sneak peek behind the scenes. So this, the picture on the left is behind the scenes of our Indo-Pacific gallery. And so you can see the person facing us is Evan, and right behind him are the big blue sand filters. And it's just, oh, you guys, it is so beautiful back there. Can't wait to get you all out and touring. I know that's going to come later, but oh, behind the scenes are just they're big, they're safe, they're clean, they're it's beautiful. You guys look, there's steps, there's railings. I'm so excited to get guests behind the scenes. So what we're planning to do is offer a couple different behind the scenes tours. So because Mote SEA is so large, that I think behind the scenes of every single place in one tour would be like a 2 hour tour. And that's, I think, a little too much for our guests, especially what we're trying to do. Um, so what we're going to do is offer a couple different ones. So right now I'm leaning towards a Florida Gulf Coast behind the scenes tour. So you get to go behind all the galleries that represent some of our native um, animals and some of our current research going on in those habitats and those environments. Then maybe we'll do an Indo-Pacific behind the scenes tour that of course would include this room that's in the picture. And that would focus more on, you know, animals that are not native, but that Mote is still doing research on and learning a little bit more about that. And then the third option is going to be more of, and I'm not sure yet what I'm going to call it, but it's going to be more of like the nuts and the bolts of the operations. So all of our life support. You guys, I was blown away just by seeing our generator. Like our generator for Mote SEA is literally the size of like the Merck building. Like it's huge. And so just all of those kind of neat things like our vet lab, our necropsy lab, like different things like that will be combined into this sort of third option. And then I'm hoping to also be able to offer kind of a once a week, like I don't know, grand tour where they get to see everything. So we got a couple different options here. This picture on the right, where I am giving my classic peace sign, that I'll give you guys another insider. The giant Pacific, or the giant deep sea isopod is in one of those. So I'm really excited for the isopods. Okay. And we are definitely going to need people to be our guinea pigs for these tours. And so I'm hoping that lots of you, the volunteers, will want to be said guinea pigs, because again, there's going to be a lot of trial and error to figure out, where to go and how long to stay at certain areas and what to say, what not to say, and all these stuff. This could be an area that eventually volunteers lead that are, well versed in interpretation and well trained. This might be something that we can actually offer to volunteers in the future. It'll probably be a little ways down the road, but it's definitely a possibility if this could be something that you're interested in. All right, so this one's a little misleading because we have done sea snoozes here at City Island before. So sea snoozes, aka sleepovers at Mote. We did put a pause on them after the hurricanes. We brought them back after the pandemic. They were pretty popular before the pandemic, and then we made some changes, and they just haven't quite taken off how we wanted them to. And then after the hurricanes and everything, we just decided to wait. They're going to be awesome at Mote SEA. And these are for, scout troops, families, schools, whoever wants to come and bring a group. I envision them sleeping under the wave of the Florida Gulf Coast exhibit, but we shall see. So again, it's going to be really, really exciting. And I think this will be a popular program as well. So not technically a new program, but just expanded at Mote SEA. Okay, this one I'm really excited about, you all. So it's still in the works, but I'm hoping to offer a trainer, /aquarist/ a researcher for a day. Either one of those or all three if things go well. So this will probably be a half-day program where, kids or even young adults come out and basically shadow one of these three branches of our staff. Obviously, an educator is going to be always there to help with the transitions and to facilitate. This picture is from our shark encounters when we used to offer those. So again, those were where Michelle Taylor took guests and they actually got to feed and interact with our sharks. So I'm really hoping to bring some of those back. And these are for, kids that are super into it and they can really get that full, robust experience. Okay. So this is going to be really exciting at Mote SEA. We'll be able to utilize, which we do now. So like our Breakfast with the Sharks program is before opening. A lot of our, after school programs are after close. But at Mote SEA, we're really going to be able to broaden these. So one program that I held last year, but I only held it for one day just to kind of see how it went. It's called Sharks After Dark, and it's going to be a program for young adults that can come out after hours and, very kind of chill atmosphere, but learn about sharks and enjoy the aquarium after hours. Of course, all of those after school and teen programs. And yes, lots of good ideas there. I thought of a funny one. I said, what if we did a red tide program and we called it Dinner with the Dinoflagellates? Yes? No? Just kidding. We won't do that. But lots of fun opportunities there. Little Carinia brevis mascot? No? Okay. All right. So that was kind of the quick and dirty version of all of our current programs and what we plan to bring about at Mote SEA. So this is kind of my proposed rollout of public programs. And again, it's all going to determine when we actually open, how well the animals are doing. So there's a lot of variables that are going to go into these, but I do envision upon opening being able to do the behind the scenes tours right away. So once we're able to get into Mote SEA, once we get our certificate of occupancy, then I can really get in there and plan these behind the scenes tours a little bit more. So I'm hoping to open those day one. So, and people will be able to actually do an add-on when they buy their tickets. So we're getting a whole new ticketing system. And so they'll be able to, we'll be able to upsell, which is really nice because we can't do that right now. So I envision behind the scenes tours, birthday parties, and if all goes well, Sea Snoozes being able to open. I mean, obviously we would not have a Sea Snooze there the first day that we're open, but I'm just hoping to open registration for them at least. So that's kind of our first step. This fall, again, if all goes well and we are in there this summer, our homeschool programs, our lifelong learning, Shark Pups and Grown-ups, the after school programs, some of those, hopefully we can get going in the fall. Now, the ones that are left to be determined, really, these are any programs where education is going to need to partner with the animal care team. So any animal encounters, breakfast with the sharks, trainer, aquarist, researcher for a day, some of our PM programming, because that we have to collaborate with events. So any collaborative efforts, which we're very fortunate in education, is that we can collaborate with so many different departments here at Mote just to give our guests the best experience possible. Those are kind of going to be determined. Just like with animal encounters, it's our hope that we'll be able to do a slow rollout of them once the aquarists let us know, okay, like so-and-so is doing good with their training. Let's work on that animal encounter. So we're hoping to do a slow rollout of these programs. Again, just not only for marketing purposes, but just to give our animal care team and our animals a little bit of time to acclimate. And then, of course, the programs that are going to stay on City Island, our family field programs, our water exploration birthday parties, and then any water programs that, our homeschool, our multi-day groups, some of our after-school programs will still be coming here for field programs. All right, so that's pretty much all of the public programs. I don't think I left any out. Um, but it's really exciting to be able to offer these. Now, the other hat that I wear, of course, is the interpretive training. So I know a lot of you all have been going through our interpretive reviews with the volunteer team. I am so proud of that program and the volunteer team. They're amazing interpreters. You actually have one CIG certified interpreter in your volunteer staff, and that's Claire. So they're amazing in their interpretation and the ability to train. So for anyone that's not familiar with interpretation, easy definition, it's just a communication technique that better connects our guests to our mission. Okay, so a lot more to it than that, as you all know, but that's the simplified version. How do we better connect our guests to our mission? How do we get them to take away what we want them to take away, right? How do we interpret the science, right? So my goal is that Mote SEA will be a leader in interpretation. Okay, we're close, right? We already have amazing interpreters on staff. My goal is to get all staff, all volunteers, all trained interpretation. That way, if our guests interact with anyone, everyone has this training in their tool belt. So your current training includes, there is an introduction to interpretation video. It's of me. It's a little cringy, I'll be honest, but I also love it. So, but that's an intro. So when you become a new volunteer, it's part of your onboarding process. It's just a 30-minute intro video. Then, of course, the review training program that you all are going through now with the volunteer team, and our Train the Trainers program. So this is where you really get an in-depth review of interpretation and then how to effectively coach someone else in interpretation. Because a lot of you all are natural interpreters, right? And so it's one thing to interpret, it's another thing to train someone on interpretation. So that's what the current programs are. New to Mote SEA, this is very exciting, is since I got my certification in 2022, I am able to now offer certified interpretive guide training through NAI. And again, that's the National Association for Interpretation. So the reason it's kind of taken so long to offer this certification is it's a pretty in-depth process to get it. And then once the pieces fell into place, I realized that I think it's just better for everyone for us to wait until we're actually in Mote SEA to do it. So basically, this is a 32 to 40-hour course where we go through all the nitty-gritty of interpretation and how to best connect with our guests. Again, interpretation is not about facts. Facts are important, but it's really more about making a connection with our guests. That's what they're going to remember. And so this is actually a certification training program. So it's kind of a long one. So I'm going to work on getting that implemented. I doubt we'll be able to offer it this year in 2025. Maybe if I can get all my ducks in a row, maybe at the end of the year, but definitely 2026. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely start thinking about it. You can look on the National Association for Interpretation or NAI's website, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But I'm super stoked to be able to offer that to you all. And then the last one that I'll be able to offer is our NOCI, which is the National Network of Ocean and Climate Change Interpretation. So the NOCI Climate Change Interpretation. So basically, as we all know, our climate is changing. There's a lot going on, but of course, there's a lot of controversy with it. It can be very hard to broach the topic with people. It can be hard to bring up. And so NOCI actually has research back research-backed methods of how to effectively talk to people about climate change. And what I mean by effectively is that they actually learn what it is because there's so many misconceptions, and they learn, actually what can be done, what can they actually do. And it's kind of shifting to this community mindset of combating climate change. So really, really excited to be able to offer those two trainings as we move to Mote SEA. So really, really exciting. I know we keep saying that word exciting, but I mean, it is, right, y'all? I mean, can you believe it that we're about to open this brand new aquarium? It's it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And I'm really excited that we all get to do it together. So, that being said, I think that's all I have for you. This is all my contact information. Please shoot me an email or a text or whatever if you are interested in volunteering with any of these public programs. Really, the only one that we don't use volunteers with are the animal encounters. And it's just because it's such a small group. But everything else, we love help, and they're fun. Again, we're all about fun in public programs. So I thank you all so very much, and I really, really look forward to the exciting next year.
That's amazing. Like I hadn't really seen the overview of all the things that y'all are looking to do, but good grief. Y'all gonna be busy and coordinating and get, but they're always the programs that are here now, those have always been popular. Um, it's going to be the same or even more so even out at Mote SEA and continuing the ones that are here. So this is, if you ever have any idea on how they impact folks, volunteers for some of these education programs, Miss Dana's homeschool program has graduates that have been and a couple that still are current volunteer aquarium guides for the aquarium over here. So it's don't forget these programs are a lot of fun, but they are super educational to get people involved, connecting them with our missions, like Dana was mentioning. So anything we can do to support and encourage for sure. And just double checking real quick while you were talking, but all the camps registrations, this live out on the website, they're open, right? So if anybody asks about camps, folks, you can just send them to mote.org and hit the education site. And if you haven't been there in a while, it's vast. It is populous. There's lots of things the education folks are up to. So definitely do yourself a favor, check it out and be familiar with that. So okay, folks, now's the time to get any questions that you have in. We've already got one or two in already, but I was going to ask real quick.
Yep, do you want me to stop my share?
Now you can
Or
leave it right there. That's good.
okay,
We're going to give everybody time to write all your info down and get their questions and everything to you.
okay.
The science after school programs, what are the age ranges there and what's the time frame each day that you're looking at there?
Yes, so science after school are middle school, so seventh and eighth grade. I'll have to double check the age. Um,
Okay,
but it runs from it's like 5:30 to 7:30 on Wednesdays,
okay,
and it runs every other week just for one semester. So it's not currently going right now.
gotcha.
Now those times and the times might change. So that's what's going on now. Miss Shannon has full control of that program. So she sends out, we do a lot of surveys after our program to figure out what people like and what they want changed. So she'll assess all that, and so they might change a little bit at Mote SEA, but they'll still be a lot of fun.
Very cool. Thanks for that. Oh, and the behind the scenes tours, the shadow programs, all that. Oh man, it just sounds. It's gonna have to whittle down the things we want to get involved with. Okay, a couple questions. Let's see. What age? Brad Klink wants to know what age limits apply to the animal encounters.
Oh, that's a good question. So it's ages 6 and up.
6 and up for the animal encounters.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
Every now and then I'll make an exception. If a family calls me, they have a 5-year-old or something like that. But we found that if they're too young, they really can't interact with the animals in a safe manner, right? So animal care, as much as we want the participants to have a great time, animal welfare is always our number one priority. So we found 6 and up is a good age.
For sure. And I'm looking here, that is posted on your website for each of the animal care ones. So that's good. Everybody gets to know that. Okay. Um, and this next person, I'm not sure if you recognize this name or not, might be familiar. There's a Kathy Aldrich you may have heard of
Sounds
her.
familiar.
Since let me think. She just wants to say thanks to you both. Great info. We are looking forward to all the program.
We love you, Kathy.
Thank you.
No question. No question. That is a lot for folks to get out there. All right, folks, get any more questions in. It was a very thorough overview on both the camp and the public programs today. So this is going to be a good reference for us to go back through to be able to remember where all of those are at, but also the website is another good resource for everyone. And most everything, if it's open for registration, that's where the best place to shoot people to. Again, yeah, if you're interested in volunteering with the education folks, reach out to Amanda, reach out to Dana, reach out to educate@mote.org. If you wind up coming on board and helping the folks out, let us know. We'll add that to your VicNets. You want to log your time there towards those as well. But hey, if you didn't get the idea that there's going to be more opportunities to do more things, um, when we getting to Mote SEA today, then you missed out because there was a lot of other things that we're going to be able to do. Some we know, some we have hope for. Dana's got wish list, um, and some we don't even know of. Who knows? 3, 4 years from now, what all the things we'll be getting into over there. The opportunities are there. All right. Well, let's take this moment to thank Amanda and Dana very much for taking the time to review. Um, the programs that you have much more in depth. I learned quite a bit more of them and sea turtle time and breakfast with the sharks and everything else. But giving this is uh, uh, helpful, more in depth. Okay, let's see. We've got someone here to raise their hand. If you have a question here, let's see. I believe it's D Cricket Dismaris. You can ask your question now if you like.
Hi, I'm not sure if it's just my system, but the chat is disabled. I don't know if that's on the admin end or me, but you mentioned being able to ask questions and I'm not able to access that. So I don't know if it's a setting on your end.
Oh, wow. Sorry that. If anyone's having any trouble there, let us know. If the Q&A is functional, let's use that. If the chat is, I don't see any setting on this end on that, but I'll double check on that. If anyone's had issues with that. For now, use the Q&A. We can get that there. So thanks for letting us know that.
Jeff, it might be just because it's a webinar, so they might just have to use the Q&A.
Got it. Thanks, Allie. All right. Learn something new every day. All right, folks. Thanks again to everyone for their time this morning, for tuning in with us. Thanks to Dana and Amanda as well. It's always good to hear from both of you. It's going to be an exciting transition there, and as well, it's still going to be hopping over here on City Island as well. So, folks, thanks again to everyone. One last Q&A here. Yes, this works. Thank you. Great. Thanks for checking that out. All right, we're going to bid everyone a farewell on a Thursday. Hope your rest of your Thursday goes fantastically well. Take care. We'll see y'all next month.